Hello, it's me again, John. So today I was looking at videos on YouTube, just kind of researching for this channel, see what other videos are out there. You find a lot now. There's a good bit, but I didn't really find that too great. Hopefully I can do better. I'm not saying this is going to be one of them, but I just thought I'd make a video today. And I was going to talk about the things you do when you have panic disorder or post-traumatic stress even. Myself, I did quite a few strange things. For me, if I left the house when I had post-traumatic stress, I'd get sick. I used to get sick a lot, like maybe 10 times or more a day. I'd be thrown up all the time. If I left the front door now, I'd get really nauseous, and I'd get that find it hard to catch your breath, that type of thing, and all the other typical stuff that comes with panic disorder, the heart palpitations and the cold sweats and all them kind of weird things. But for me, if I went anywhere, I'd be getting sick constantly. I used to get sick so much that I pretty much mastered the silent sick, as I used to call it. It sounds disgusting, I'm sorry, but I'd just be able to throw up and no one would notice. I got so used to it that I just walk down the street with people, and that's usually when I'd find things most difficult, is when I'm outside. When I'm outside with other people, I always got more self-conscious about it, which is generally half the panic. Generally what half their panic attack is about, I suppose, is the fear of having them around people. Not necessarily I'm going to have a panic attack, it's that I don't want to have one where there's loads of people, was generally my problem. Well, that and having a panic attack, really. And not being able to get away from people, well, I'm sure you know that. Anyway, so some of the things I used to do, well, I got very obsessive about some things, like if I was leaving the house, I used to check that I locked the door like 5 times, 6 times, I don't know how many times, shitloads of times. I'd always have to have a bottle of water with me, and I obsessively, I'm even still now obsessive with this part, but I stuff my pockets with tissues, because when I get anxious, I still get that choky thing today, or the spitty thing. I don't get sick anymore. I haven't got sick in a long time from my anxiety, but I do get kind of a weird throat thing where my mouth's filled with saliva, and because I don't want to be spitting on the street, I have excessive amounts of tissue in my pocket, which I spit into. It's like just a thing I use to cover my tracks or some shit like that, so I don't know. But that was recently one of the things that happened to me when I went to London. I kept going to the bathroom because I was having a panic attack, the first one I had in ages, and for me the bathroom was like a safe place. If I have an anxiety attack when I'm out, I generally go to a bathroom and I sit in a cubicle till I can calm myself down, or until it passes, because generally your panic attack, I'm sure you know, they don't last a long time. You think they do when it's happening, but it's really not that long. So what I always do, if I'm out in town or a city centre, say, or a pub, if you're out from the occasions or whatever and you have one, I go to the bathroom, because no one's going to disturb you in the cubicle. Except for this time in London, where 2 bouncers barged into the toilet on me because they thought I was doing drugs in the bathroom, when all I was doing was getting tissue out of the fucking dispenser box thing, because the tissue I had brought with me was like soaked because I'd been kind of speeding up so much that day. So that was kind of funny, and yeah. So I just thought I'd mention that today. And some of the other things I did when I first started developing the panic disorder when I was 20. It was 8 years ago now. I know I look young, but I'm getting on in years. If I left the house, also I mentioned this earlier, I would get sick. One other thing I'd do is, after I started getting paranoid about going out, I'd kind of try and make myself look like a scumbag, you know, or a rough person, someone you wouldn't really want to mess with. And I had this old monkey hat with like holes in it and shit, and I just put that on my head, you know, the black ones. And I had this shitty leather jacket I used to wear. And I'd huff up and I'd walk around like, you know, all disgruntled looking. But I was just doing it. It was like some kind of protective cloak. This is when I was trying to. This was fairly, you know, this wasn't exactly at the stage. This was kind of when I'd started seeing cognitive therapists. It's around the early time of that, and I was trying to break my bubble, my safety bubble. You know, your house, and then you leave that bubble, you get all freaked out. So this was like if I went to town around, I'd dress up like this, because in the city centre here, well back then, say years ago, I'd constantly, anytime I didn't have junkies and scumbags just hassling me for like spare change, and obviously they're gonna mug you or whatever. But so that's what I would do that. I can't remember what else I did now. I think I used to. That's it really. I think I know there's other stuff, but it's gone out of my head now. So there's some of the things I used to do, and the only one of them I still do today is I need a tissue in my pockets. I don't need it entirely. Like I can go to the shops without it. I can go to town without it. I can go most places. But if I have to go out for like a family meal or whatever, I always bring tissue with me because I just get anxious. It's like it's still like a safety item I have. And I know if I start getting the spit issue that I have, I can just take the tissue out of my pocket and no one probably either pretend I'm blowing my nose or something, you know, and no one really notices for the most part. So there's some of the things that I did and still do. I used to have a bottle of water, loads of tissue, and I used to dress up like a scumbag just to try hide my anxious self, I suppose. But so there's some things I did when I started leaving my house, because I did stay indoors for nearly a year once. I think a whole year. I think I actually spent sitting inside, just afraid to go out. But and that was good. So there was some stuff I did. Maybe my next video, if I make one next few days, maybe I'll leave it for a while. I will talk about how I started breaking my borders of my safety bubble, I suppose you can say, right? Because I did lead a very restricted life for a few years after when I developed that panic disorder and agoraphobia and them stupid things. I couldn't go to the shops, which is like outside my window there, without having full-blown panic attacks. I couldn't go to the front door at certain points. I don't think I could even like go downstairs in my house. I spent most of the time sitting in my bedroom. And of course, you're completely gone at that stage nearly. And maybe I'll talk about some of the medications I was put on and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll do it next time. I'm gonna see. I told you in the last video I ramble. I'm doing it now, so I'm gonna stop. So I just thought of chatting Since I'm sitting here on my own tonight, doing nothing. So goodbye. Thank you.